Today I have a cigar that has a historical name, and I'm looking forward to share it with you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Daily Cigar. I am Lizardo Vivas, and today I have a review of a cigar that I haven't smoked myself. In the past videos, I have reviewed cigars that I've already smoked a few times and I had a few notes, but this time is going to be an experience that we're both going to share. It is the Mombacho Casa Favilli. I have it here. It's a beautiful looking cigar, some beautiful color. Not only will I be reviewing the cigar, I will also be sharing a little bit of information about Mombacho as a cigar brand and also Casa Favilli. This is the name of the cigar, but there's a story behind it. There's a reason why the cigar is named Casa Favilli. And the other things that I'm going to be sharing will be a little bit of information about Mombacho Master Blender, Mr. Claudio's Groy. So bear with me, check out the whole video, wait until the end so you hear all the things that I'm going to share, and then, you know, the full review of the cigar. As I said, I don't have any notes, so I'm going to be reviewing it as we go along, and I hope you guys like it. It is a bit different today. I am not at home. I am in my holiday house, which is up in the mountains. As you can see, there's a lot of trees and stuff. It should only be for 1 or 2 videos, then we should go back to my normal layout that I built myself at home. And I hope you guys don't mind, you know, it's a bit different, but I wanted to carry on producing the content and sharing information about the cigars that I smoked and I enjoy. This Casa Favilli is a Toro with a size of 6x52. It has a blend of Condega and Jalapa Valley tobaccos, making this a full-strength Nicaraguan cigar. So the wrapper and binder are Jalapa, and the filler is Jalapa, Condega, and Esteli. As first appearance, the color is very nice. It has a light brown, almost caramel, roasted caramel color to it, and I think it looks really nice with the actual Mombacho and the Casa Favilli bands. Overall, I think it looks really nice. Looking at the cigar, this is a Nicaraguan grown broadleaf, which is really special because normally broadleaves are grown in Connecticut or Pennsylvania, making this cigar very unique and very special. It is also a Nicaraguan puro, which means that all the leaves used in this cigar are Nicaraguan. They did a very nice job. It looks like they have a really nice quality control because I got a box of 10 and I've checked them all, and they have a very nice firmness to it. They don't have any holes. They look beautiful, no big long veins, nothing that looks bad. When you look at the food, it all looks really nicely put together. Some nice wrapper. Again, it feels like it's a leaf that is been very well preserved and very well aged. You know, it has a very nice solid feel to it, and I really like that on a cigar, when the cigar feels nice in your hand. And as I mentioned, I haven't smoked this cigar before, so this is the first time I'm going to be smoking it, and I'm going to be sharing it with you at the same time. But I do have some master blender notes that have been provided, you know, so it gives you an idea. Normally cigar brands do this. From the master blender, he will share some notes, so you have an idea of where they were going with this blend. So what I have here from the master blender is that Casa Favilli cigars are made in small batches that develop flavors of exotic nuts, dry wood, and hot spices. The uniqueness of the flavors from the broadleaf grown Nicaragua makes the Casa Favilli an unforgettable experience. Let's see if that is true, if I find those notes and I find that experience that Mr. Claudio was looking for when he made this blend. I'm going to be giving this cigar a straight cut with this Cigar cutter. And just by making that cut, I can see that it's nicely filled. Straight away, some tobacco aroma came out. A bit of pepper in the nose. The wrapper has a bit of nice tobacco smell. Nothing that sticks out, nothing very strong. And on the fruit, I can almost smell like a port wine, something that is aged, some fruits, some aged fruits. That's very nice, actually. A bit of nuts. I can pick up some roasted nuts. I mean, it smells delicious. I want to just light it up, and I'm just going to go ahead with that. So, cold draw. I keep getting the wine, the port wine, and a bit of cedar. So that's the cold draw. Now let's light it up and let's see what it is like when it's burning. So construction, as I mentioned, is very nice. It seems like Mombacho has a very nice quality control from what I've heard and from other reviews that I've seen and friends that I've spoken to. So the quality control seems to be there. That's very smooth. A bit of spice on the tongue, but nothing much, just a little bit that you can feel that there is a bit of maybe like white pepper on your tongue. Yes, it is definitely a bit of white pepper and cedar that I can pick up straight away. The aroma is very pleasant. Very pleasant. The smoke is coming out very clear. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's a nice bluey clear smoke. The ash is already burning very white, which means that it's very well aged. Very creamy smoke. You can almost chew through it. And yes, now I'm picking up those hot spices, which are probably mixing with the cedar, and so it's a bit of a spicy cedar that I'm getting on my tongue. I feel it tingling at the moment. Apart from that, nothing on the rest of the mouth. The retrohale, so I'm getting nuts on the retrohale. Yes, definitely nuts. And it has now gone a little bit spicier. It is something pleasant. You can easily do a retrohale. It's very creamy. A lot of smoke, so make sure you let some smoke out before you do a retrohale, because a lot of smoke comes out. Again, to the back of my tongue, some cedar with a little bit of those spicy notes. Not much is left. It's now moved towards the side and the back of the tongue. Nothing on the tip, nothing on the middle. It just feels very creamy on the middle of the tongue now. It seems like it's going to develop very nice. I mean, just from the get-go, it has given me a few notes, which is really nice. Normally cigars take a couple of puffs to build up, to warm up, but this cigar has straight away given me some excellent notes. Let's see how it develops and how it continues to burn. So as I mentioned, I'm going to talk a little bit about Mombacho, the actual brand. What does it mean? How did the name come about? How did the brand come about? So Mombacho Cigars was created by two Canadians that was traveling through Central America. They heard of a town called Granada in Nicaragua, which sits below a volcano called Mombacho, hence the name, hence the logo. The logo you can see is a triangle. The town that they visited was called Granada, which is below the volcano. They visited the town and smoked cigars from a small factory. They enjoyed those cigars so much that they decided to buy the rights of the blend, with the idea of bringing this experience to Canada. Then in 2006, they founded the Mombacho brand and hired the person who is the president and master blender at the moment, which is Mr. Claudio Esgroy, as a consultant. I am trying to arrange an interview with Mr. Claudio, which is, as I mentioned, is the master blender and the president of the brand at the moment. And if you guys, subscribe and follow me on Instagram and stuff on Daily Cigars, I will notify you so you can, watch that interview. But basically, one of the questions that I want to ask him is, what was that blend? Can he share, or is the blend still alive? Are they still making cigars with that blend? So on the retrohale, I still get spice, and it's turning out to be a bit more of wood Apart from that, it's smoking very well. It's still very creamy, still very clean on the palate, which is something that I really like. I like to smoke cigar that leaves me a clean palate, so that every puff that I take becomes like a new experience. When you have that tobacco's taste on your tongue, after a while it just becomes, you know, tobacco, nothing else. There's a little bit of a tingly bit on my tongue, which could be from those little spices that I was talking about earlier, but the cigar seems to be mellowing out a little bit, coming down a little bit smoother and creamier. Let's smoke it a little bit more and then we'll see how it develops. So I've now smoked nearly the first third and the ash just fell off. On the retrohale I get like a creamy cookie note. Very pleasant, very nice. Again, lot of smoke. Just make sure, because this is a lot of smoke, you gotta make sure you blow some out. Otherwise, I try blowing a lot of smoke out and it hurts a little bit. But if you blow some of the smoke out through your mouth and you do the retrohale, it's very easy, very pleasant. The aroma is amazing. The construction, it just looks beautiful. It corrected itself. It's burning straight now. The ash fell and it showed the cherry, and I could see that all the tobacco has been nicely rolled. There's a little bit of a cone. I don't know if you can see it there. There's a little bit of a cone, which means that it has been rolled properly. The leaves are on the correct order of the correct part of the cigar, and this is turning out to be enjoyable. I haven't drunk anything. I am gonna pair it now with some coffee. I have some mocha coffee here that I made earlier. This is a coffee from Brazil, which is very fruity and very nice of the region. So I'm gonna try and see how it pairs with the cigar. Okay, so now, as I mentioned, the cigar doesn't give you much of an aftertaste. Very clean. Now that I took this sip of coffee, it cleaned the whole palate. All I can taste now is the coffee, which is nice. I like it when the cigar is not, I mean, there's occasions for everything, but for a day like today or for a review where I want to really pick up what the cigar is on about, I like a cigar to be clean, to be smooth on the palate, so that, you know, every puff that I take will give me all the experiences and I could pick up all those notes. Let's give it a try now, see what it tastes like. Those nutty flavors come out. Yes, those nut flavors, more like an almond, maybe like a cashew nut flavors. That's what I pick up, and I gotta say, so creamy. I love creamy cigars. This is a cigar that I enjoy a lot. It's very creamy. You can almost chew through the smoke. Still very easy to retrohale. I will say, you know, now drinking a little bit of coffee, I will say that this is a medium cigar till now, medium to full maybe. It has to be paired with something that is not too strong, so maybe like a mocha coffee or a filtered coffee, one of these Chemex coffees, something like that, or water is also nice, because the cigar is cleaning, it's not very strong, it's not leaving that aftertaste on your palate. So if you drink some water, it will just completely clean it, and then every time you take a puff, you will pick up notes and it's more enjoyable. I find that sometimes I like to smoke and just pair it with water. Sparkling water will clean your palate very well, but still water with this cigar will also do. I'm coming up to my second third, and the ash is still beautiful. It still has that cone, it's burning very linear. The cigar is still holding very nice. I haven't had to relit at any time. The ash fell on its own, and you know, it carried on. The combustion has been perfect. It carried on, you know, burning very well. The draw is still very good. No tight spots, nothing like that. It is a job well done, Mr. Claudio. I gotta say, I'm really looking forward to do an interview with you here on the channel. Guys, if you like this kind of reviews, then make sure you subscribe, because I've done a few now. I will link them up from previous cigars. This is the first one that I'm smoking for the first time and reviewing it straight away. And I kind of like this as well because it's an experience that I'm you know, having and I'm sharing, and it's, you know, you pick up those notes that are surprising that you don't expect. When I've smoked the cigar a few times, then I kind of know where I'm going with the cigar and everything. So this way is quite good as well. It does take a lot longer. That's why I prefer to have some notes. I mean, we're only just hitting the second third. But I'm looking forward to interview Mr. Claudio. I want to hear his story. He's an Italian that, you know, has worked with Mr. Kellner from Davidoff Cigars, and he has been working in the cigar factory. He knows anything from the seeds all the way to the cigar, to making it, now he's a master blender himself. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Mr. Claudio, the master blender. As I mentioned before, I want to do these reviews and, you know, talk a little bit about the brand, the master blenders, the history, why the cigar came about and stuff. And I think it makes the interviews a little bit more interesting. If you think that as well, let me know. This is the format that I thought of doing the videos, but if you think, you know, it's not a thing that interests you or something, just let me know. If it is something that interests you, then let me know, you know, because I will continue doing them. But anyway, the master blender, as I mentioned a few times, is Mr. Claudio. He's an Italian who fell in love with cigars whilst working in Tabadom. Tabadom is the factory where Davidoff is making the cigars in the Dominican Republic. He was a translator for ex-CEO Mr. Hendrik Kellner when he had visits from Italy. So Mr. Claudio, you know, used to translate for Davidoff and Mr. Kellner, and he fell in love with it. He was under the watchful eye of these great cigar makers and blenders. And then, you know, eventually he moved out and he went to Miami and set it up a cigar consultancy firm. And then the owners of Mombacho hired Mr. Claudio as a consultant to help them with the brand and grow worldwide. And it turned out that Mr. Claudio also fell in love with Mombacho. So eventually he became one of the owners, and now he is the president and the master blender. He is the one that's created this blend and many other blends, which I'm really looking forward to try. The Casa Favilli, which is the name of the cigar, has also a nice story. It is very enjoyable, very creamy, and like I said, I recommend the cigar. If you haven't tried it, make sure you try it. If you have tried it, let me know, you know, what you think of it. I have to say I have a discount code below. You can buy this or any other Mombacho cigar. If you use the code, I'll put it down in the description. It will give you 10% off, and if you use the link, it doesn't mean you have to buy this cigar. You can buy any cigar from Mombacho. If you use the link, it will help me a little bit as well, you know, give me a little kickback. It will help me continue to do these videos and stuff. But you can use the discount code without using my link. You don't have to use the link at all. So you can go to the Mombacho website. On the checkout, just put the code and it'll give you the 10% off. If you want to help me, use the link. Otherwise, just use the code. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the name, Casa Favilli. Why did I say that is a very meaningful name for Mombacho and what it means for the brand? Casa Favilli is the name of this cigar, of this line of cigars. And it's very special because it is the name of the home of the Mombacho cigars. Casa Favilli has a long history in Nicaragua. It is constructed by a well-known architect originally from Tuscany, Italy, who moved to Nicaragua after trying fate in different Latin countries like Cuba. Mr. Favili, the architect, which is again Italian like the master blender, was the architect for the Granada Cathedral and also for the first presidential palace in Managua. As you can see, the Casa Favilli has a lot of meaning for Mombacho, and it makes this line of cigars very significant for them. This is why they're using an industry first Nicaraguan grown broadleaf tobacco in this pre-limited release. I think this Casa Favilli is an excellent cigar. I will actually say, you know, if you're new to smoking cigars, give this Casa Favilli a try. because it's very smooth, very creamy. I would probably recommend the Robusto, which is a little bit shorter, and I would say pair with coffee. If you love coffee, try with coffee, maybe just a black coffee like I tried just now, or you can even add a little bit of milk to make it a little bit creamier. Overall, I think they've done an excellent job. Mr. Claudio is an amazing master blender, because this cigar is so good. The broadleaf that they've created is beautiful. So I just removed the second band, the one that has Mombacho on it. And I gotta say, guys, this is from February 2020, and it tastes so good. No ammonia, nothing like that. No strong tobacco taste, no hash notes. I gotta say, this is a cigar that has been well cured, because it is just from February, so it's only a couple of months old, and it's smoking so good, so creamy. No problem with the burn, no problems with the ash, no problem with aftertaste. Very clean, very easy to smoke. Not many cigars that you buy have only a few months old taste this good. Even more points to the cigar and to Mr. Claudio and the Mombacho brand. They've done an amazing work. Even now, still smoking very well. I am now into my last third. Very creamy, no clean, very clean aftertaste, clean tongue. The notes, there's still some notes of cedar, a little bit of sweetness on the retrohale. Very easy to do, no harshness. Every now and then you pick up some spices. I pick them up on the retrohale, and this is a cigar that, you know, I will get more. Basically, I'm gonna get more of this to put in my humidor because it's delicious. And with this, guys, I've reached the end of the review. I hope you have liked it. I have enjoyed making this video. I've enjoyed smoking this cigar. If you want to give it a try, don't forget there's a discount code below on the description. You can use it over the website, and there is also going to be a link that will give me a little bit of a kickback, which will help me carry on producing these videos. You don't have to use my link to buy the cigars. You can go directly to the website and use the link there, and you get a 10% off. If you guys have tried the cigar, let me know in the comments. If you are going to try it, when you smoke it, please come back to the video. Let me know what you think. I will appreciate if you subscribe, turn the notifications on, share it if you can, if you will, you know, over at Facebook, Instagram. Tag me on Instagram at Daily Cigars. Tell me that you've seen the video, and I'll make sure and I'll repost your picture. Also, I wanted to mention that over my Instagram at Daily Cigar, there is a giveaway that I'm doing. Unfortunately, this cigar is not in that giveaway because I hadn't received them when I set it all up. But the competition is going to run until the end of the month. And there's some cigars, there's a bottle of rum, some glasses. So make sure you check that out, and I will appreciate if you know, participate, and good luck to everybody. Anyway, I'm going to just finish the cigar here, relax a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Until your next time. And remember, cigar smoking is not a hobby, it's a lifestyle. Enjoy it.